But first tonight, state jail inspectors identify a number of problems at the Bexar County Jail. Good evening, I'm Jeff Brady. Thank you for joining us. The Bexar County Sheriff now has to scramble to get these issues fixed. Eyewitness News reporter Aaron Wright shows us exactly what inspectors found.
A multi-day inspection unveiled a number of problems inside the Bexar County Jail. Those 18 problems have been put into 3 categories. Issues corrected, problems to be addressed in less than 30 days, and ones requiring 30 to 60 days to fix.
2 of the areas of concerns were processes that have been going on at the Sheriff's Office for 20-something years already. And so one of them we solved overnight. They wanted civilians gone from booking. We removed civilians from booking that day, and so now we've had to backfill with deputies.
The problems to be fixed are wide-ranging, from inconsistencies in processes used to move inmates to not every employee having the same certifications. The sheriff says one issue they're hoping to address soon is technology.
I think one of the things that's complicating things on a daily basis is we're still on a paper system at the sheriff's office.
If you're not going to 4th floor, get back on the elevator.
Issues from paperwork and processes have led to accidental releases in recent months. 3 murder suspects ran the streets in an escape last year. Despite the list of issues, Sheriff Salazar is adamant they'll have these problems fixed soon.
I have all the faith in the world we're going to beat their 30-day deadline by a lot.
The jail could face closure if the sheriff's office fails to fix all the problems. Salazar won't say whether the jail failed the inspection, claiming he doesn't know. However, he says he welcomes the chance to improve the facilities.
Nobody likes that IRS audit, but it does help give you direction on corrections that you need to make, and absolutely I welcome that input.
Aaron Wright, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.